Hello, fellow real estate friends, and for a few of my competitors, my real estate foes. Just kidding. We're all on the same team, and that is the team trying to make a living selling real estate. So today I wanted to make a quick video to talk about the differences between buying versus renting. Buying versus renting. Doesn't matter where you fall on the spectrum, stay tuned and check this one out. So basically, everyone who calls me looking to buy is not necessarily ready yet. So this video is for everybody, whether you're just dipping that toe in the water or whether you're coming in town this weekend ready to go, which I see all the time. I often tell people that as tight as the real estate sales market is, the rental market is even tighter. I can't tell you how many stories I've heard of people that move to town ready to buy, decide not to, decide to rent instead, and are quickly surprised at one, how little is out there, and two, how much they're charging. So there's a couple reasons why rental prices have been skyrocketing recently. Let's jump right into them. The first one, which I've talked about in a number of my videos, the dollar's worth a lot less than it used to be. The federal government and the Federal Reserve have been adding so much money to the system, it's been devaluing our dollars so much so that rental rates have had no choice but to skyrocket. That's number one. Number two, taxes and insurance have gone up. As our dollar has been depressed more, taxes have risen along with property values, and when those things happen, the insurance amounts that people are getting charged are raised too. So what do landlords and owners do? They raise their prices to help offset the weakening dollar. Another big factor that's really helped juice the markets and really depress inventory levels is so many young people who moved in with their parents during the pandemic are all looking for places to rent, many close in town. So now that we've talked about a number of reasons the rental market is the way it is, let me give you some benefits of renting. It's not all bad news, and quite a lot of it is good news. The first one, flexibility. When you're looking to buy, you're usually pigeonholed into one or two, three areas, especially that first time that you buy. The world is not your oyster at that point. At that point, you're looking for one place in one part of town, close to work, whatever. When you're renting, especially in the age of remote work, the world is your oyster. There's a lot of places you can live. You can live close to the office, far away, close to the gym, close to family, whatever. Flexibility is key. Number two, big things like HVAC systems, water heaters, appliances, whatever. When those things break and you own, you are the one who has to fix it. But when it's a rental unit, somebody else's choice, somebody else's issue, whether it's the owner, the landlord, whatever, they got to do it for you. Lastly, it's easier on the finances. When you go to buy, you got to have the down payment. You got to pay all the fees the lenders charge. You got to pay the prepaid expenses, prepaid interest, all those things you hear me talk about over and over and over again. When you're renting, you just need that first month's rent and that security deposit. And if you take care of your place, I know some of you will say, but I had my deposit taken in college. I get it, but for the most part, landlords return the security deposit. So take care of your place and you'll get that back. So here's some negatives from renting. It's not all good. Here are some negatives. Number one, if you stay in your place a long time, you're gonna cost yourself a lot of money. I talk with clients all the time about don't rush to buy, but also don't hang around for years and look back and feel jaded that, oh, when I was started to look 4 years ago, prices were blank and now they're blank and I've wasted all this money on rent. Don't stay too long. Rent, save, and go. Number two, if you want to make changes to your place, you're going to have to ask the landlord or owner. They may say no. And number three, not all landlords or property management companies are good. So let's say you're living in one of these block-long 4 or 5 story apartment complexes. A downside of those is you never can get to who you need to get to. Whether you need the maintenance man, whether the person behind the desk is basically useless, there's a lot of frustrating things that go into renting. Also, if you're living in a single family house dealing with an owner or a landlord, they may not be responsive, and that may make your experience much worse. But on the bright side, it'll get you out and into a house sooner when you buy. So in this video, we really focused on if you're renting, why you should not worry about it, keep going and keep saving for eventually buying a place. In the next video, we're going to talk about what do you do once you have a place and you have equity in it, and whether you want to sell or pull the money out for a cash out refinancing or refinance the house or sell an investment property and do a 1031 exchange. There's a lot of things you can do, a lot of great tools out there, and we're going to expand on that. So stay tuned. Part 2 coming soon.